I'll give it a couple of minutes, let a couple of people get on before I talk about what I'm going to talk about. Uh, but before I do that, just want to let you guys know everything's good with me. I haven't been doing that many videos. Mark did not talk about my news yet, but we just on a couple of days ago, my son was born. Uh, so it's been a little hectic for me, but our little boy is here. So me and E2 Blue will have two little boys playing together, two little cowboys that were born. So it's very exciting for me to convey to tell everybody that that's basically why I haven't been doing so many videos. Haven't been. I've been doing maybe like one a week. I've been kind of MIA. Things were getting close, and we are, parents of a newborn. So that's our third. So now we have a couple of people here, and I can talk about the news. So apparently, I've been following, and Zeke looks like he didn't go to camp. It's the first day there. He didn't do the morning physical conditioning test. So it looks like he's going to be holding out. Um, for what I just read from Cowboys fan, he still has until 4 o'clock. But in my opinion, I don't think he's going to show up at 4 o'clock. I think that he's probably going to hold out because at this point, why would you just make a sweat just to show up at four o'clock? I think that if your mind was set on playing from day one, I would think that he'd be there. I would think that he would get himself situated. I know that he's a veteran at this point on this team, but I think that he would be there. I think that like Vaj talked about a couple of weeks ago, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think that he's going to hold out, which is not good for us from an operational standpoint. Not that we can't win games without Zeke, but with us, you know, being in a win now mode with the young guys that we have, it would best behoove us if Zeke was there first day of camp and ready to go, because I like my man Elton broke down so eloquently in his Monday morning video. Zeke is gonna. He normally comes in even when he's in shape. Even when Zeke is there at camp, it takes him about 4 weeks to get going. So if he holds out and then all of a sudden he shows up week one, we're risking a lot with that as well. With the running back that apparently if he holds out that long, he's going to be either disgruntled or he's going to be paid, and then we would have paid all that money for and it would probably take him to what, maybe week 6, week 7 for him to get back in shape. So, but with that being said, it's why we drafted the way that we drafted. I think that we have a couple of guys that are capable of coming in right now, and we could win a couple of games. Do I think we will be the machine that I think without Zeke? No, but I do think we still have a top 10 defense. We have a quarterback that knows the formula, as Vaj talks about, of how to win with the roster that we have today. We still got an amazing coaching staff. I would say amazing. Yes, I do say amazing. Do I think Jason Garrett is the best head coach? No, but I do think that all of the other coaches around him, have coached up the drafted talent well enough for us to be competitive. So I'm pretty good with that. The scout, like somebody said, that our scouting department has put us in a position for situations as such. Philly Cowboys said that absolutely. So I mean, I feel good about where we are right now, but I would love if Zeke was in camp, and we don't have this distraction right here, because technically we just had a distraction we just got over. So and anytime, guys, I can end this video. I'm just kind of like, we're checking out of the hospital right now. So as soon as my wife gives me the go ahead, I'm probably going to end this video. But for a couple of people who are just getting on, looks like, in my opinion, where there's smoke, there's fire. Looks like there's going to officially be a holdout. Hope that I'm wrong, but everything that I'm reading just pretty much says that. You know what I mean? So let me look at some of the comments. Casey Addison says, Next up, brother. Hope all is well. Yeah, everything is well, man. Baby boy is healthy. Wife is healthy. That's all I could really ask for. 10 fingers, 10 toes, and we just can't wait to get home at this point. Um, Cowboys fan said we can sign Ajay. Maybe. I mean, or we could, let things play out. And I think that, we got a couple of backs right now where I think things will be all right. We got the line in place, which is very, very important. We got our quarterback. We got Amari Cooper. See, the difference between now and where we were previously is that we didn't have a dog on the outside like Amari. So, we would have been, in trouble. But now, we got our line intact. We have Amari. We got our defense. So, I mean, if we can go ahead and if Zeke is going to do whatever he's going to do and we can still put together some W's, I think that, leverage would go in the other way. So, next man up, like you guys said. Uh, Casey Addison said might be a good time to get Tate Vaughn as the web back finally. Honestly, we don't need a web back, in my opinion. Because we got Tony Pollard, and then you got Mike Weber. We got what's Darius's last name because he gets cut so much that I keep forgetting. But we have him. We got a couple of people. So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the show goes on. Ajay might be okay to have, but what happens when you get Zeke back? You get Zeke back, and then, what do you do with Ajay? Because then all of a sudden, Ajay becomes a progress stopper for the young guys. But I mean, we are in the win mode now mode, so I mean, I'm not against it. That's just how I look at it. Thank you, Philly Cowboy. Thank you. Thank you for the congratulations, Casey. Thank you. Blessings to the family. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you guys. Jackson. Yeah, Darius Jackson is the guy. So I mean, I think that we're in a pretty good position. Really, all it does is really. Honestly, I still think that we can carry things how we've been carrying it. I think that the Cowboys will be fine. Um, only thing that I worry about, only thing that I really worry about is Zeke being in shape when he comes back because he will be back. Obviously, a holdout ain't that much more important where he gonna miss out on the money from this year because, I mean, technically he's under contract for the next two. So, I mean, he'll be back. So, only thing that I worry about is the shape he's gonna come back in. Uh, yeah, I heard that. Let's see. Mark stream did freeze. I saw that. I was on it for a little bit. I was actually waiting for him to die down a little bit before I actually went and did my own stream. But hopefully I'll probably do some work tonight. I'll probably get on the laptop, probably do a Q&A a little bit later once we hear the presser, which is going on in the next couple of minutes. Do you guys, if there's anybody on the stream that can do a time check, I think that it might be going up. I didn't get a notification yet, but actually as soon as the presser comes on, I'll probably get off. What's going on, Elton, man? What's going on, brother? Uh, if you want, Elton, we could do a show tonight. I'll have my laptop. We could do a show and get on uh, for the start of training camp, man. We can toast to training camp. Make sure you have a glass of Henny or something like that, and that's what we'll do. We'll start the tradition of toasting the training camp because I think that this year will be a really big year for our Cowboys. Um, let's see what else we got. Yeah, Tom Jasper says streaming and driving probably did it. Absolutely. Uh, appreciate it, Philly Cowboy, for jumping over here. Uh, there's nothing wrong with my tooth, Tom. Um, I got a messed up mouth, man. My mouth just it's what I'm saying, up top is crowded. So hopefully I can get some more YouTube viewers so I can get my teeth fixed. You know what I mean? But my tooth is still there. It just, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the way my mouth is shaped. So there's nothing wrong there's nothing wrong with my tooth. It's just up there, man. What's going on, Brian SoCal? What's going on? Dennis Smith. Still not nervous yet. Not nervous at all, man. Oh, hey, Casey, it's not rude at all. A lot of people ask that question, man. It is what it is, man. I'm comfortable with myself, so I mean, it's funny, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Tom Jasper, you sub to 13 Cowboys YouTubers this week. That's what's up, man. Because a lot of us have different things that we bring to the table. So I subscribe to a lot of guys myself, but mainly, um, I'm with the Cowboys conglomerate, which is Mark Holmes, um, E2 Blue, Michael Anthony Fitness, my boy Elton, Foots the King. We got my man. Who else? Who else do we got? We got a couple people. Vosh is in there as a complimentary member. You know what I mean? He came over and had some chicken and stuff like that. So he part of the conglomerate as far as I'm concerned. Um, my man Law. Matter of fact, I just came back from Dallas and I did not get a chance to kick it with Law, but there will be other times. Um, 1980. I have not had an opportunity to meet him, but we'll see. I'm planning on trying to hit a game this year. Hopefully, I can do the Thanksgiving one, but I have not decided yet. My man Elton is going to a game. If he's on right now, tell the people which game you're going to so that they can meet up with you because Dallas and the Fort Worth area is absolutely wonderful. Great food, great nightlife, lots of, I already said good food, but lots of great restaurants. You almost ready? All right, so it's good to see her up and walking. Baby boy's over there sleeping. So, I mean, we have any more questions? Let's see what we got. Uh, Todd says, where did we hear Zeke is officially holding out? It's just a hunch right now based on the fact that he's not there. He didn't do his conditioning test. He didn't fly in there. So I think he has until 4 o'clock today. They'll probably address it during the presser, actually, which is a question they'll have to answer. So make sure you guys go over to that. Uh, what's going on, Jay Reed? What's going on, man? Uh, appreciate it. Appreciate you showing the love. Casey, you said you're going to your first game September 8th in Arlington. Cool. It's actually funny because my first Cowboys game, I've been a Cowboys fan forever. Emmitt Smith is my favorite player of all time and probably any sport. I'm lying about that. I'm a big boxing fan, and Roy Jones Jr. probably Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather take the cake, but Emmitt Smith is right on up there. And so my first game was a couple of years ago when Romo was the quarterback, and it was a game where he messed up his back, but he still led us down the field on that 4th and 10 to win that game. So um, that was my first Cowboys game, and then I went to last year. I went to the tailgate, but I have not been to one in Texas yet. So I look forward to doing that this year, and I can't wait for that. Todd said this is on a hunch. Yeah, it's on a hunch, but it's an educated hunch because I've been following it. Pretty much, Mark just did a video on it. 12 Up has been talking about it all day. So I mean, I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but looking at where the smoke is leading us, I think that he's probably going to hold out. Oh well, Todd, I'm just talking about like holdout from camp. So we're not necessarily he's going to be there week one regardless because he's contracted for the next 2 years. If this was a contract year, might be a little bit different, but I doubt he's gonna hold out and miss out on that money. Hold out totally and miss a check, man. I can't see that happening. But preseason, absolutely. Probably wants to make us sweat a little bit, which is negotiation tactic. And I'm not gonna hold anything against him. I think that for his productivity, I think that it will behoove him to get there early and be there just like Dak is, just like Amari is, because they're fighting for their contracts as well and they're negotiating. But each person negotiates a little bit differently. Representation gives you different advice as far as what to do. So I can't hold it against him. We just got to go next man up until he comes back. You know what I mean? Let's see. Kevin Bilbo says Zeke picked the wrong time to hold out. Is Dak and Cooper time to get paid, not Zeke? He have 2 years left on his contract, and I actually agree. I think that him putting his head down and going to work right now I think that he would have a lot more leverage that way. But I mean, it's not like he's going to take a whole bunch of hits and stuff right now and have to do a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, it is what it is. I can't count somebody else's pockets, and I won't do that. All I can really do is talk about where the team is now, where we can go. Um, I won't. I don't have an opinion because I won't like have a super opinion on it and say all these type of things because I've never really negotiated $1 million contract, multi-million dollar contracts for myself. So I'm not taking hits for a living, so I can't really knock them too much. Dennis Smith says, I just feel it's bad timing on Zeke's part, especially since it was just in the news, though. Yes, I agree with that as well. I think that him going out there and putting his nose down and going to work would alleviate some of that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, let's see. Philly Cowboy 76 says, I just want Zeke to honor that contract he signed, show up, then he could get paid. But not to be out there with his teammates is just wrong as a man. I agree with you to an extent. I agree that you if you honor your contract, you go out there and I mean, I'm all about honoring the contract. It's not a bad contract. Yes, it's a little outdated. I know he wants girly money and stuff like that, but I mean, I think that the best way for him, I think next year would have been better to hold out, but he's been getting some advice somewhere, and if they go out there and we look bad, then I think that leverage will go on his side. But I think that we've drafted. I think that the team was constructed for this moment anyway. And if you guys have a chance, I talked about this a while ago. People thought I was crazy, but go ahead and check my video out a couple months ago about Mike Weber, because I think Mike Weber, I don't think he's as good as Zeke, but I think that between him and Tony Pollard, the combination of them two, I think that we'll be okay. I think we can survive without Zeke at this point. So I think that we'll be all right, man. Then we got, Amari Cooper. We got Randall Cobb. We didn't have Randall Cobb at the time that I even did that video. So I think that what this does, though, it makes a guy like Tavon Austin a little bit less expendable, being that you might have to lean on Tony Pollard to be a running back a little bit more. So we'll see how things go, man. Um, but I'll take like one more question, and then I'm gonna try and tune into this presser. I don't know if is it 2 o'clock. Actually, if anybody can answer this question, is it 2 o'clock Central Time or is it 2 o'clock Eastern Time? See, Kevin says, well, Philly says, I'd rather talk about the players that have shown up and are honoring their contract they signed. Absolutely, Philly 76. Man, that's the comment of the day. Let's talk about what is. I hate when people talk about hypotheticals. Let's talk about the facts. Let's talk about what's right now. And what's right now is that we have a really good roster, probably the best roster we've had in a long time, ready to show up, ready to show out, and hopefully we can go on the Super Bowl run. Kevin Bilbo says, I'm tired of seeing Zeke on the news. It's always something with him, and I agree. I'm tired of seeing the headlines too. I'm hoping, like for me, I would rather the headlines be positive. Him showing up to camp, Zeke looking in shape, Zeke ready to lead us to a Super Bowl. Like those type of things is what I'd rather see instead of holding out. But it is what it is. Um, Todd McGowan says, I agree Zeke should be out there, and the fact that most of us have supported him through his ups and downs, including Jerry and Steven, and turning his back on all of us changes my opinion of Zeke. I don't think that he's turned his back on us, but I definitely agree with everything you said. I think that with Jerry and Steven putting their neck out there, I don't necessarily agree with everything that Jerry Jones does. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of things that I'm against Jerry Jones, but I do think that he stuck his neck out there for Zeke, you know, and we got some ramifications for it. Even our team, if you look at, I don't know, 10 weeks in a row of not getting a holding call and stuff like that, like we risked the ability to be competitive for him, the team. We were in situations where, things were just not in our favor because of his situation. So I do think that he owes everybody by showing up. But again, I don't count anybody's pockets. So, I mean, it's up to him, man. Uh, Philly 76, man, you bringing the fire today, man. If you don't put out videos saying this type of stuff, man, you need to. But he says Dak was taken in the fourth round, and he's at camp showing his loyalty to the organization and his teammates. And this is the guy that you don't want to pay, the actual leader. Now, I do believe that Zeke is the best on our team, but the guy that's leading is out there. He's making way less than what Zeke is at this point. Now, I understand that it is a contract year for him, but that's more of a reason for him not to be there. And Dak has taken a lot of arrows for this organization, like Elton pointed out in the video before, and he's out there still taking arrows, still ready to lead. He wants to win, man. And that right there alone, whether you believe he's the greatest throwing quarterback or not, that right there marks a guy that I want to be my quarterback for a very long time. A very long time, because he's severely underpaid and he did not hold out at all. So if you ask me, that's more of a reason to get behind Dak as a fan base, in my opinion. But again, that's the type of stuff I will have opinions on. And, you know, whether you believe he's worth 34, 30 something $1 million a year, he's acting like he's getting that already. And that's what I want. I want the person that's dressing for the job to get the job. If that makes a lot of sense. So um, maybe you disagree. That's cool. But I want my leader to be a leader when it comes down to being a leader. They say everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to be a beast. And I'm not saying that Zeke is not a beast, but what I'm telling you is that Dak is a beast. He is a beast all of the time. Whether, yeah, he misses a couple throws and stuff like, oh man, did I miss a super chat? Appreciate it. Who gave me the super chat? Appreciate it, Flat Matrix, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Um, and I agree with you. Dak first before anyone else. And I think that he just proved it by him showing up there and showing his leadership. Um, I hate to keep saying a whole bunch because I'm kind of going off the top of the head. But, I mean, your leader being a leader, that right there proves everything. Let's see, what else we got? Joshua Brown says, "Do you think he'll pull off a Le'Veon Bell?" No, I don't. I think Zeke will be there. I think Zeke is just testing what he can get away with right now. He's getting some advice from his representation, and I think he's carrying it out. I think they just want to see what things look like. Maybe he doesn't want to go there for the first couple of days of camp. Maybe he shows up today. Maybe he proves all of us wrong. Maybe he wants to make us sweat as a fan base. I don't know. But ultimately, I mean, it all comes down to who we got here. If he pulls a Le'Veon Bell, cool. I think we'll be fine. We won the last 4 games without Zeke. So I trust Dak. I trust the offense. I trust the coaching staff that we can, keep the ship afloat while he's out. Uh, what's going on, Miss Jackie? Yeah, let me go up. How you doing, Miss Jackie? Uh, I'm not at my computer right now, so I wish that I could add a wrench right now, but I appreciate all of the love. Um, Dennis Smith says Zeke should hang out with Dak and Amari Moore. I appreciate it, Philly Cowboy, man, for the super chat, man. I'm getting all the love right now. And you know what, guys? Just to let you guys know, there was a long time that I was doing this channel where YouTube was not allowing me to monetize and all of that type of stuff. And to receive this love right now, just to let you guys know, like I do this because I love interacting with fans. I love interacting with people that love football, that love the Cowboys. So I would do this whether I was getting paid or not. I did have a problem with YouTube at one point because I thought that it wasn't fair, but it is what it is, man. We're here. Camp is coming up. We love football. Um, so appreciate all of the love that I do get, man. And everything that I get, I'm going to try and put back into this channel as much as I can. Um, see, Dennis Smith says, who is excited about our defense even more than last year? I am. I am definitely excited. I'm even excited about Jeff Heath. It sounds funny, I know, but I'm interested to see how he bounces back because, yes, there were a couple of missed reads and stuff like that, bad angles, but this will also be his second year under Chris Richard. So we were a top 10 defense with Xavier Woods and Heath as it is. Why not continue what we had unless we could upgrade it? I think that we will be much better in year two with our defense the way that it is. I think that we've added some guys up front that can get us some pressure on the quarterback. And I think that we'll see a lot more turnovers this year. So let's see what else we got. Flores says Heath will be replaced by week 6. I don't know by who because unless it's like, I mean, the thing about Heath is he offers the versatility to be able to play both strong and free. And I think that I was looking at the roundtable discussion with Vaj, Law, Foots, and Okoye, I believe, one time, and they talked about, you know, Xavier Woods being like Jeff Heath being a better free than Xavier Woods, but Jeff is also a strong. He's a better strong safety than what Xavier is. So they just give us the best combination right now on the back end. So I mean, we'll see, man. I'm excited. I trust the coach. I trust Chris Richard. Um, I trust I trust that the organization is doing the right things. And if we, struggle at the safety position, there's a couple guys out there. Knock on wood. I still want my guy from Kansas City to come on out here and be a Cowboy. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say his name. Um, see who else we got. Donovan Wilson is a good young player for the Cowboy. Yeah. Um, I'm hoping that he's even with the Loca, even with Kayvon Frazier, because if he's even with those guys, then I think that that's better for us in the long run because there's one thing that he can do that they can't do, which is he can cover guys in the slot. He was actually a slot corner or slot defender in college, so he offers that aspect to his game that those guys don't have. So I think that if he's even with those guys as far as production, I think we keep him and get rid of one of those guys, or maybe, you know, we keep him and we keep those other guys, and it makes us strong on special teams because Kayvon Frazier's a good special teams player. Loca has showed that he can be a special teams player in the past. So I mean, it only makes our roster stronger if Donovan Wilson is who we think he can be. Flores said Donovan Wilson will take Heath's spot. I don't know about that. Jeff Heath has. I don't think Donovan Wilson's good enough right now. I would say if we're talking about next year, yeah. But let's let him develop. And if he develops into that, cool. That would be absolutely great because I I've been saying this. I think Jeff Heath is the best backup safety in the league. We just so happen to start him. So if that happens, that means Donovan Wilson is a dog. So I hope it happens. I won't say anything about it, but I won't say anything bad about that. If that happens, Donovan Wilson is an absolute dog. All right, so Flores, I'm gonna hold you to that, man. And if that happens, man, make sure you hit me up and let me know you spoke that into fruition. I agree. We have Heath is not. I'm not gonna say he hasn't gotten better. I thought last year was his best year, and that was with Rashard having 1 year. I think last year, whether you saw him miss tackles, he's always missed tackles. He's always missed angles. But collectively as a whole year, he's led us in interceptions with the last 3 years. So, I mean, I would think that the guy has to be that much better than him in order to play. But he's still going to be on the roster, and he's still going, he's still going to get some snaps and stuff like that. Uh, I can't wait to see what this Wolfpack does. Yeah, I'm excited about the offense. We always talk offense. We love touchdown, but I love seeing that Wolfpack call, man. Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, all of those guys. Sean Lee moving to the strong side, man. Whew, can't wait, man. But look, I'm going to end this video right now because I'm almost at the 30-minute mark. I appreciate everybody that got in here, that chopped it up with me. Good, positive Cowboys talk. That's what we always promote. It, when you guys get a chance, I'm gonna plug in my homies. We got my man Elton. We got Mark Holmes. We got Law Nation. We got E2 Blue. Go ahead. Vosh just put out a video about Dak Prescott and his deep passing. So go ahead and check that out. I'm gonna do a reaction video to that later on because there's a big myth about that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come out with content. All right, guys, go Cowboys.